This week in court, feds drop bombshell evidence from Diddy's mansion raid. In a dramatic turn this week, prosecutors took the jury deep inside the explosive March 2024 raid on Diddy's Florida mansion. And what they revealed could be the final nail in the coffin. Federal agents didn't just hit his Miami Beach estate. They also stormed a second luxury home in Los Angeles. And yes, the whole thing aired live on national TV. That was the moment the world realized Diddy was under investigation for extremely serious federal crimes. On day 8 of the high-stakes trial, prosecutors broke it all down, showing jurors exactly what was uncovered inside the Miami compound. Their goal? To prove Sean Diddy Combs wasn't just throwing lavish parties. They claim he was running a full-blown criminal enterprise involving hard drugs and illegal activity behind closed doors.
They got about 40 bottles of baby oil and Astroglide all together, and mind you, this is only out of one house, and they got a total of 1,000 bottles from all of the houses. This box right here is the box that Diddy would keep his green stuff in. This is not the wooden box that you heard the Homeland Security agent talk about. That box is actually right here. This is what contained a numerous amount of different illegal substances. The fact that Diddy had liquid MDMA and liquid METH is crazy. This is how you know this man does not care. He literally had some of this stuff just laying out in the open right next to a $100 bill. Substances on different things. This is the Gucci bag that had a whole bunch of more substances in it that Diddy is trying to say is somebody else's. He had the Homeland Security agent look at a photo that was not shown to the public or other people that were in the courtroom, only to the jury. And he's basically doing this trying to say that somebody else was obviously in a photo with this Gucci bag. This right here is Golden Teachers, and it is a pill form of mushrooms. Diddy had so many weapons with the serial numbers shaved off of them that it was crazy. Like, he had these ones wrapped in a towel. These parts were found in his closet. This one was in a suitcase. Diddy's argument to the Homeland Security agent was really, don't you have weapons in your home? Well, duh, he's an agent, but I'm sure he doesn't have weapons that have shaved serial numbers. He had a whole bunch of 7-inch high heels, and I'm sorry, I'm confused. What girls are coming over to your house without shoes on? Also, things like toys and rope, that vital honey that helps you stay performing. Here's another drawer that was filled with outfits and toys. These are the boots sitting next to Diddy's shoes, where he would have 3 cell phones hidden inside these boots. And I'm confused, like, why are you hiding cell phones in boots? I don't know if this is like a blackmail thing, if this is where he kept these freak-off videos, or really what is going on. And last but not least, this is a picture of Diddy's bathroom where he has messages wrote on his mirror with lipstick. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of creepy because these messages don't make sense. I want to know, is Diddy writing this to himself on his mirror in his bathroom? In marker it says, what do you want? And then it says, love you, love Diddy. And then it says, you're a legend. I can't tell what this says, but then it says, Team Puff Daddy.
Cassie exposes Diddy's freak-offs. Baby oil, drugs, and dark demands revealed now. Let's be clear. Baby oil and high heels aren't illegal. But what prosecutors described in court this week left jaws on the floor. They claim everyday items like baby oil and a lubricant called Astroglide were regular features at Diddy's infamous freak-offs. Wild, secretive sex parties allegedly, involving women and male sex workers. According to Cassandra Ventura, the world knows her as Cassie. She was forced to take part in hundreds of these twisted events. In emotional testimony, she revealed chilling details. Diddy had strict rules about how she should look, even ordering her to reapply oil constantly so she'd be glistening under the lights. But here's the most disturbing part. Cassie testified that this baby oil wasn't just for show. It was allegedly laced with drugs. A shocking, horrifying claim that now forms a key piece of the prosecution's case.
It's not baby oil, it's GHB. Who has 1,000 bottles of baby oil? If baby oil was such a big part of all these parties and all the things that Diddy did to his victims, some celebrities would have made a joke about it here and there. We would have heard about it. Especially Chrissy Teigen couldn't be paid to shut her mouth. That bitch would have cracked a joke about it, for sure. I just watched this man's TikTok about how it's not a baby oil, it has to be laced with drugs. So as I'm reading the comments, someone said that's why Jaguar Wright said in one of her interviews at the end, she said blink twice. Blink Twice was a movie with Channing Tatum. He would spray perfume onto women who would make them forget everything. So then somebody else in the comments said, yeah, and GHB is slippery. So I look up, what is it called on the street? Look at the last one, liquid ecstasy. Side effects that include seizures and comas. It was taken off the shelves or something in like the 60s. What is GHB used for in bodybuilding? Performance enhancement additive. What are the positive side effects of GHB? Feelings of euphoria. What is GHB for parents? Usually available as a clear liquid. It's not baby oil. It just makes sense because why would the feds confiscate fucking oil? And how do you get so many people to comply besides money? You drug them.
Kid Cudi, set to testify? Diddy's jealous rage over Cassie could explode in court. Here's where things get even more intense. Prosecutors have revealed plans to call rapper Kid Cudi to the stand later this week. Why? Because they claim Diddy flew into a jealous rage when he found out Cassie was dating Cudi, whose real name is Scott Mescudi. Sources say Diddy allegedly became threatening and possessive, and now Cudi might take the stand as early as Thursday. While it's not officially confirmed yet, one thing is clear. If Cudi speaks, he could have a lot to say, and it might blow this case wide open.
So there are actually 2 charges that fall under the RICO charge that Diddy might be found guilty of just based on Kid Cudi. Government alleged in the early morning hours of December 22nd, 2011, the defendant and a co-conspirator kidnapped an individual at Pow Pow Point to facilitate a break-in and entering into the residence of another person called Individual 1. Multiple witnesses would testify at trial to the events surrounding the kidnapping and the break-in. They are also corroborated by police reports and other records. Approximately 2 weeks later, the defendant's co-conspirators set fire to Individual 1's vehicle by slicing open the car's convertible top. Police and fire department reports extensively document the arson and conclude that the fire was intentionally set. Now, under Diddy's big RICO charge, some of the allegations that fall underneath of it are arson and kidnapping. And just to remind you, to be found guilty of the RICO charge, you only have to prove 2 allegations in total. There are a lot more than 2 that fall under Diddy's RICO charge. And this is a big thing that I've seen people so confused about. Where is the RICO? Every single testimony you hear where they bring up security, assistance, and more, that is your RICO. They are alleging that Diddy used co-conspirators in a lot of different illegal activities, which would make it a criminal enterprise, hence RICO charges. Just like with this stuff with Kid Cudi, where they say Diddy and his co-conspirators, or just the co-conspirators themselves. Now, another crazy thing that I found out, they also plan to use a 911 call that somebody placed when Kid Cudi's home was robbed. And we know his home was robbed on December 22nd of 2011. And we know how Cassie Ventura's mother testified today, and she was talking about how she sent Diddy $20,000 because Cassie sent her an email saying that Diddy was threatening her and Kid Cudi. Cassie Ventura sent this email to her mom one day after Kid Cudi's house was broken into on December 23rd of 2011. And she said, threats have been made towards me by Sean Puffy Combs that he is going to release 2 tapes of me, one on Christmas Day, maybe, or right after, or another one sometime soon after that. He also said that he will be having someone hurt me and Kid Cudi physically. He made a point that it wouldn't be by his hands. He actually said he'd be out of the country when it happens, hence by a co-conspirator. We know 2 weeks after this incident is when Kid Cudi's car would get blown up.
Cassie's mother and paid witnesses back her shocking testimony. Diddy's dark secrets, unraveling. After 4 days of gut-wrenching testimony from Cassie, where she detailed drug-fueled sex marathons and psychological torment, the government is now backing her claims with damning witnesses, among them, Cassie's own mother. In a heartbreaking account, she told the court she saw bruises and swelling on her daughter after Diddy allegedly assaulted her, a moment that brought visible emotion to the courtroom. But it gets even darker. 2 male witnesses took the stand, testifying that they were paid to sleep with Cassie, all while Diddy watched and directed the encounters, referring to them as sexual performances. Each new witness adds chilling weight to Cassie's story, painting a disturbing picture of control, violence, and manipulation that prosecutors say was central to Diddy's secret empire. Choreography in
Cassie Venture's mom, which the defense didn't want to hear from, and a lot of people thought, I wonder why she's testifying. Would it be gratuitous in some way? Would she move the needle in either direction? But she talked about being scared for her daughter's safety and this $20,000 loan. What happened?
So let me get to that in a second, but first I want to read you an email that was shown to the jury as an exhibit in court. This is an email that Cassie sent to her mother, Ann Capricorn Clark, who was one of Diddy's employees.
Under an alias, right?
Under an alias, and yes, here's what she wrote. The threats that have been made to me by Sean Puffy Combs are that he is going to release 2 explicit sex tapes of me. One on Christmas Day, maybe before or right after, and another sometime soon after that. He also said that he will be having someone hurt me in Scott Muscati, you said, Kid Cudi, physically. He made a point that it wouldn't be by his hands. He actually said he'd be out of the country when it happened. So Cassie's mom testifies on the stand. When she read this email, she was physically ill. And of course she would be. This is her daughter. She's scared for her life. So then she said that Diddy demanded that she pay $20,000, as you said, because he was upset that Cassie was with another man. That would be Kid Cudi. And he said, I spent $20,000 on your daughter, so you better pay it back. Now you have Diddy, who at one point was a billionaire, but at this point at least is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and is allowing the mother of his girlfriend to take out a home equity loan to wire the money. He accepted that money, but then he sent it back. Now I want to bring up one more exhibit. There are photos of Cassie with bruises on her body that were shown to the jury, and Cassie's mom said she's the one who took those photos of her daughter when she visited home for Christmas.
It's pretty unbelievable to think about the dynamic of Sean Diddy Combs asking someone for $20,000. The intimation, of course, that he returned it later on once Diddy and Cassie were back together in some way.
Interview EU Cassie testifies. Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Courtroom reactions are wild. The tangled drama between Diddy, Cassie, and Kid Cudi has exploded into one of the most gripping parts of this trial. And now, it's drawing massive public attention. In jaw-dropping testimony, Cassie told the court that during one of Diddy's violent freakouts, he saw texts between her and Cudi, and snapped. She claimed Diddy came at her with a wine bottle opener clutched between his fingers, threatening not only to leak private videos, but to hurt both her and Cudi. Then came the chilling threat. When we're out of the country, Scott's car will be blown up. Even more disturbing, she said Diddy wanted his friends present to witness the explosion, a moment of pure terror that stunned the courtroom. And speaking of the courtroom, it's been packed every single day this week. With no cameras allowed, inside crowds line up before sunrise just to grab a seat. Others crowd into the overflow room, glued to the live feed like they're watching a championship game. Reporters say the energy is electric. Gasps, whispers, audible shock. It's unlike anything seen in a courtroom this year. Gone are the days of Diddy basking in adoration. Now, he's watching the crowd react to every damaging word, likely wondering if he can still win them back.